Hey everyone, can you hear me? Yeah, and if you can't, I'm really good at projecting, so just let me know. Thank you so much for joining our session today. With me, I have my colleague, Chad Holdorf, VP of Product Management. Say hi to the nice people sitting in, luckily, the less hot sun. Some clouds are coming, so feeling good. I'm Hannah Whiteside. I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager of our new digital adoption product, Pendo Adopt. And not long ago, I actually was sitting in some of your shoes. I come from working at a number of large enterprise companies where I practice the discipline of change management and supporting digital transformation initiatives. So I found that what I wanted to do most when I was in that role, which is advocating for the employee experience and delivering on business value, was frankly at odds with how business approached transformation initiatives. Working in IT, they're often under-resourced, they are operating against insane timelines, and ultimately, they are having to meet the needs of very loud internal customers. So, as a result, we all know, we've now seen this stat probably a couple times today, SAS Sprawl is occurring in our organizations. And the reason is because we hear there's a need, we go out, we meet that need, and we move on to the next thing. We're not actually getting to the point where we're driving business value. And frankly, our employees have noticed. And so what is happening here? Why are we underinvesting in the activities that will bring these sizable investments to value? Tony Robbins says most people fail to succeed because they lack the skills to do so. What if most transformations succeed because our employees lack the skills we need for them to be successful and ultimately for the business to be successful? So how do companies support their employees? You've probably been through a transformation and you're like, yeah, I've done stuff, but there's about a bajillion people working on this effort. And you're like, what are they all doing? A lot of them are working on training outcomes. And so at the end of the day, what you see is sort of here in the purple around learning. A lot of our kind of declaring success at Go Live is tied to learning metrics, knowledge checks, completion rates, and other sort of moment in time at Go Live. Have we been successful at deploying this tool? But at the end of the day, I don't know about you, but if you've ever heard of Measure What Matters, I don't know a single executive who was like, oh yeah, learning outcomes, that's what I want out of this product. What they want out of this product is business results. And so how do we actually get them there, or what stops it? And I'll tell you what stops it. The Kirkpatrick partners have this model here where it says you actually need to get from learning into driving ability in your business and seeing the behavior, and then you'll achieve results. Frankly, while behavior is the #1 metric to determining if a transformation will be successful, it is also the hardest to measure. Why is it hard to measure? You have to go out, you have to survey, you need to shadow people, you need to do focus groups, and it takes time away from people's day jobs. So what happens? We deprioritize it if it was ever planned in the first place, or we just skip it. We go, yeah, good enough, it's out there, or they have to use it. So it's fine. They have to use it to do their jobs. But you're not gonna get to optimized adoption. You're gonna get stuck. And that's why, if you've seen any of Tatiana's other talks about digital transformation, that's why 87% of them fail, because we're not measuring what actually matters. So what we think the value of Pendo Adopt is, and what we're excited to show you a little bit more of today, is that we don't want to declare a victory at Go Live. I don't think any business does. They just feel like they don't have a choice because it's too hard. Well, what if it was easy? And so that's what we think Pendo Adopt delivers on. The ability to get these types of business objectives reached and ultimately improve employee experience is because we can provide the data to get there. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Chad, who's going to show you a little bit more about the new Pendo Adopt product. And yeah, so here you go.
Hey, thanks, Hannah. Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, yeah. You know, is sunglasses on or off? Okay, on, off, like totally cool. All right. Again, my name's Chad Holdorf. I'm VP of Product here at Pendo. I'm on month number 6, so I'm really getting my feet wet and diving into all things Pendo. And today I'm excited to talk to you about some new Pendo Adopt capabilities. Before I get started, can I just get a show of hands of who is this first Pendomonium? First one? Holy cow, everybody? Awesome. Now, we have something in common. How many are product managers out here? Oh, only half of you. Okay, interesting. And then my last question is, how many use Salesforce every day? Oh, so you guys will get my jokes. The other, I'll try to explain my jokes as best as I can about Salesforce. I did work at Salesforce for 7 years, so you can either thank me or hate me on some of the things that you use in Salesforce, but happy to answer any questions. Okay, so let's get back. So today I'm here to talk to you about how Pendo Adopt is coming out with some new functionality starting in Q1. Some of the big things that I want to show you today is workflow optimization, organizational insights, and I think you already saw our new guide builder, but if you haven't, there's a booth right over here behind you. We can easily show you the new guide builder experience. And then the what's most important is all of these are going to be capable for all your entire products at Pendo. So Todd said earlier today, there's 280 products that most companies have for SaaS products. That is just mind-boggling to me. I just can't believe that 280 is what the average looks like. But anyways, I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I got my new driver with me. Please meet Laura. Laura's going to be driving my demo today. All right. She's awesome. I'll just say that. All right, Laura, let's get into it. So I want you to introduce you to Tiffany. Tiffany works at Acme Corp. Her job is to migrate employees from Salesforce Classic to Salesforce Lightning. Anybody had to do that migration? Yeah. How'd it go? Yeah, right. Still in process, probably, right? So Salesforce Classic is the old UI that Salesforce rolled out. I think it was 6 years ago, and there's still a lot of employees that are still using Salesforce Classic. And Salesforce Lightning has been around for at least 7 years. They continue to add more functionality to it. But Tiffany here, her job is going to be to move employees from Salesforce Classic to Salesforce Lightning using analytics and workflows. So let's dive into it. Laura, let's go. All right, before I get started, so what I'm about ready to show you is still being in development. We're just getting started with it. So please base your purchasing decisions off what you will see over there in the booth, as I want to get the stuff deployed as fast as possible, but I would love your feedback on it. All right, let's take a look. So here's Laura's homepage. I don't know if everybody can see that. I was wondering if people in the back, are you guys watching me over here? Nope, they're not. They're not watching me. So this is Tiffany's homepage. She can come in here and she can see where all of her app usage is. As you can see, we're still in this Zoom mode, so Zoom is still being used by most employees. Not surprising, right? But you also notice that most employees are still using Classic, and she really wants them to get over to use Lightning. So Laura's going to go to the next part. And here's what Tiffany does. She then zooms in a little bit more to see which employees are exactly using it and how much are they using it. Salesforce Classic has had a small decrease here in the last few months, but what worries Tiffany the most is that only 13% of employees have actually switched over to Lightning. Her job is to move people over to Lightning. Whee! Her job is to move people over to over to Lightning. So Tiffany needs to dig into more details. She's already set up some segments. So you can see she's got sales, product manager, success. And it looks so good so far, 65%. But when she digs into sales, it's actually 25%. And sales and Salesforce are the same thing, right? We need to get these people moved over to start using Lightning because, again, Acme Corp has invested so much into Salesforce, and they need to start utilizing it. So she jumps over to the next one. Product managers, us product managers, we're Johnny on the spot. When someone says use something new, what do? We're on it. We'll go do it. So 97%. So Tiffany realizes she doesn't need to worry about product managers, but she really needs to figure out sales. So let's go take our workflows. Here is a list of what Tiffany is responsible for making sure her business is as successful as possible. And the first one that she notices is her create new Lightning contact. Clearly, I'm not supposed to say clearly as much. I've been saying clearly a lot. As you can see, many of her employees are using 2 different processes in order to create a new contact. One of them takes 5 steps, and one of them takes 4 steps. Both of them are very successful. That's still very interesting to Tiffany. So she dives in, clicks on the first one, and notices that only 15% of sales is actually using that. And they're doing it at 1.7 minutes. Seems good. Maybe there's some other better process that salespeople are doing. Tiffany jumps to the second one. This one takes 20% of the employees are doing it, which is taking 16 minutes. Okay, my dad used to work in sales for over 20 years. He said, Chad, the last thing any salesperson wants to do is be spending a lot of their time in the software. So the faster we can get out of the software and back to selling, the more happier he is. So my dad would be like, please get me started on the new process. So Tiffany also notices a couple things. I don't know if you can see it, but if you take a glance at this, you see this new file called Find Tier. It's in Google Docs. Wouldn't you suspect that Find Tier has something to do with the process? But maybe that's not as obvious to everybody when you don't have Pendo Analytics to be able to find this. So Tiffany jumps into Salesforce. She notices there's this new custom required field. Anybody ever had like a product that had a required field that you were like, I have no idea what this thing is for? You pick other or one or whatever's on the top and you move on, right? I've done it a lot. So Tiffany notices she's got this Find Tier, so that document must be really important. Tiffany then jumps over to create a segment for everybody that is not using this process. So again, she just points, clicks, creates a segment for everybody that's not following this specific workflow. She creates this new segment. What? Oh yeah, sorry. With our easy point and click guide, she instantly goes into, goes into our new Pendo Adopt Studio, creates a guide, publishes it on top of Salesforce. Here it is, super easy. Has a direct link to that Google Sheets. She didn't have to call ops. She didn't have to call engineering. She didn't have to learn to code anything. She didn't have to wait 3 weeks. She didn't have to do 1,000 things. All of the information is now for sales employees, and they can instantly see it at a minute's notice. Great. Now Tiffany is like, I hope this all worked. A month later, she logs back into her dashboard. She notices a huge decrease in people using Salesforce Classic. That usually makes her pretty happy. But look at the increase in Salesforce Lightning. 310% of the employees are now using Salesforce Lightning. Super easy. I maybe know it's not that easy. Okay, but again, Tiffany's job's never done. We all have many processes that we have to change. Things are always changing on us. We have to create, we always have to like watch what our see how our employees are working with the software, come out with new tools to be able to make them more efficient. And here you can see that she created this create new Lightning contact. Everybody, including my dad, is now following this new process. Every employee is happy. So I tried to show you an easy example. There are many, many more examples that you could use Pendo on top of your employee software. I gave you a simple one. My friend yesterday called me and said, hey, I work at a company, we use PagerDuty. We have this 145 run book. Nobody knows to go look for it. Can we just put Pendo on top of PagerDuty so that our employees can learn how to use PagerDuty as efficient as possible? So he created some guides, moved their entire run book over into guides, made it super easy for their employees to do it. Well, there are many problems here. We work through challenges at Pendo that we have to also figure out. You probably have some challenges too. I have the amazing Steffi here as part of our research team. If you want to learn any more about like where we're going, what questions you might have, Steffi and the amazing Laura too, like we are happy to like go along with you in this journey. We know it's not going to happen overnight, but please reach out to us. If you scan here, oops, sorry, just went back. If you scan here, you can fill out a quick form, be part of our research group. Would love anybody to be part of it, so please take a look at that. And last but not least, if you want to take a look at these slides, the QR code is there. If you want to join in the conversation, we'll be answering any questions, hopefully in the next few days, right? Maybe you can just ask me on the side too. But again, thank you for your time. Eric is up next. He's going to talk about when guides go bad, so please stay where you're at. The amazing Eric is going to talk about that. And I appreciate your time, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have over here on the side. Thank you, everyone.